You hate me, don't you? 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 You hate me, don't you?
Nicki Minaj been out here trying to expose Rock Nation, saying that they trying to silence her fans and trying to silence the Reed Hadley, the daughter of Desiree Perez, the CEO of Rock Nation. Travis Scott just struck a dope deal with Oakley. You know what I'm saying? We all seen Travis Scott, Dame Dash been back in the news, making them another headlines and shit like that. Fucking with her. They been sabotaging her music, shadow banning her fans. You know what I'm saying? Trying to censor her and all this shit. Yeah, going on. What's going on? What's happening on this fine Tuesday, June 24th, 2:22 in the afternoon? You know what I'm saying? What's happening? What's going on? This is episode 266. What's going on? Hope y'all doing good. You know what I'm saying? It's a Tuesday. You feel me? Some call it Taco Tuesday. Some call it Titty Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? It's a Tuesday though. You feel me? Yeah, welcome in. You know what I'm saying? Welcome in. Welcome to Kons podcast. You know what I'm saying? Feel me? This your first time here and you wondering what this shit is about, what I got going on. This is where we talk about the headlines, talk about the news. This is where we talk about shit that's going on. This is where we talk about shit that's going on in the hip-hop world, shit that's real world problems, wars, all that shit. You know what I mean? If it had made a headline, I'm probably touching on that somewhere on one of these episodes right here on Kons podcast. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, hope y'all doing good. You feel me? Tuesday. Hope y'all had a good Monday. You know what I'm saying? I put out an episode real late yesterday. You know what I'm saying? It's real late. I had a whole lot of shit to do. I wasn't even going to record at first, but I said, fuck it. Started recording at like 6, 7 o'clock. So that's why you got the episode at like dropping at like 11:30. You know what I'm saying? When it came out late last night. But I hope all y'all seen it. You know what I'm saying? Episode 265. You feel me? In case y'all didn't see it though, and y'all want to see it, y'all want to know what I talked about. You know what I mean? Quick little recap. Episode 265. So that's where we talked about Tyler the Creator. Some old convos was making surface again, headlining and shit about him saying that if he was president, he would want to cut the mics off of podcast niggas, take the mics away from podcast niggas and shit like that. And he also touched on this some rapper dude named Ian, some little white boy said he making a mockery of hip hop. Also let you know that Jim Jones went on Jada and Joe's show and said that he was better than Nas. And a lot of people was mixed and feeling away about that shit, especially Shannon Sharp, as I showed you in the clips yesterday. And also Morgan Wale or whatever brought out Drake at one of his shows, which was something that was making a whole lot of goddamn headlines. I don't even know who dude is, you know what I'm saying? But he made a whole bunch of headlines for bringing Drake out at his motherfucking show, you know what I'm saying? And Trump bombed Iran, bombed 3 of their nuclear sites, and then called a peace treaty, a ceasefire between Iran and Israel. Wanted to be applauded for the shit he was doing since everybody looking down on him so much. That was episode 265, you know what I'm saying? In case you missed it, go back and watch it, you feel me? But today, I got some cool little topics, you know, just 3, you know what I mean? Just 3 little quick topics for episode 266, you know what I'm saying? Episode 266, today we're going to be touching on Nicki Minaj. She been trying to expose Rock Nation. We also going to touch on Travis Scott just struck a deal with Oakley. Going to touch on that. We also going to touch on Dame Dash and what he got going on and his debt and shit like that. So that's what we're going to be going over today for episode 266. Episode 266. You know what I'm saying? Finally up in episode 266. You feel me? Hope all y'all been tuning in and staying tuned in. Hope y'all been telling your people about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Spread the news. Tell the motherfuckers to hit that subscribe button. You know what I mean? You won't be disappointed in this content. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, without no more banter, you know what I'm saying, or chatter, let's go ahead and jump off into these topics real quick. You know what I'm saying? So Nicki Minaj been out here trying to expose Rock Nation, saying that they trying to silence her fans and trying to silence her music and shit like that. This is why she ain't been putting shit out. Said that Rock Nation been trying to sabotage her and silence fans on Twitters and giving her a bunch of shadow bans and all this type of shit. You know what I mean? The way she was starting to speak out on this shit. You know what I'm saying? And then Desiree Perez's daughter, Demarie Hadley, has been defending Nicki Minaj. You know what I'm saying? She been defending her, letting them know that she has been being abused and shit like that. And she been being fucked with. Shit been going on and shit like that on Nicki Minaj. She has some shit to say and was speaking on it and said they ain't talked yet, but she would love to talk to Nicki Minaj. You know what I'm saying? Being that she is in full support of everything that Nicki Minaj been saying about Rock Nation. You know what I mean? So these next two little clips that you're about to see, first you're going to see one of Demarie Hadley, the daughter of Desiree Perez, the CEO of Rock Nation, and she's going to be speaking on Nicki Minaj and how they've been doing her. Then I got a clip of Lauren LaRosa from the Breakfast Club also speaking on this. So check these next two clips out. I'll see y'all back when y'all done watching these clips.
Speak up for your situation. It makes me have a lot of questions. Why is it that Nicki Minaj is so invested in what's happening to you?
So I know, I haven't spoken to her, by the way, so I'm going to put that on the record. I have not been in direct contact with her. Would love to. I think she's standing up for me because she has been through some trauma and some abuse with Rock Nation, with Desiree Perez, with other individuals. What I can say about that is I've witnessed and heard a lot of things. Again, is hearsay, right? So it doesn't even bother. That's why I'm not even going to go into detail with that. If I have the opportunity to speak with Nicki, would love to connect with her on that. But I've kind of seen, just like you firsthand, how they've they've abused her. They've abused of her platform. They've abused of her talents. They've abused of her freedom of speech. They've abused her family. They've attacked her husband. They've attacked her child. And it's sad. It's really sad. Somebody so resourceful, talented, high profile as Nicki Minaj being targeted. It should really scare the American people. Me, it should really scare you guys too, right? Because I'm the daughter, so it's like at this point, if it's happening to me, I think she's really outspoken, and I'm grateful that she's being outspoken on it, because I think she's almost saying it like, well, it happened to me, it's happening to her, let me speak up on it, nobody is safe right now. And she's fed up. I think she's fed up because she's been through a lot. I've heard a lot.
Sorry to jump in. I was just saying, she even specified that everything that they're doing to you and that they have been doing to you, that they've been doing for years. She specified in her tweets talking about the way they were going in and manipulating her social media, shadow banning what she had to say, taking her stuff down. She even said that she's not releasing music this year because of all the efforts that allegedly Rock Nation has been doing to sabotage her. And even if you go back, her old manager Deb was offered $5 million to abandon her on tour and try to sabotage her entire tour. We even saw her be put in jail while she was overseas for something that was absolute nonsense. So I really wonder, is it the same ops that she has, the same people that she has pissed off, that you're having to deal with now too?
That's a good question. I think, allegedly, I don't have, like, the proof that I have and the receipts that I have for my case are very concrete. When this stuff was going on with Nicki, I was kind of oblivious, right? Because I was still very much had a relationship with my mother, so I was oblivious of the...
This one was an X theory because Nicki Minaj was online all weekend long talking about or alleging that Rock Nation has silenced her fans in an effort to like get her out of here, basically.
Who the hell can silence them damn bars?
Man, nobody can silence them bars.
What are we talking about here?
Well, okay, so let's back it up. So Nicki Minaj did a verse on the Carter 6, the bonus version of the album. Yeah. It's called Banned from NO, the remix. Let's take a listen to her verse. So she says, NFL fire some N-words and then call us. Now, the song is called Banned from NO, Banned from New Orleans. And, you know, they're throwing shots at the NFL because, you know, remember Nicki Minaj spoke out when Lil Wayne didn't get his chance to yep, at Super Bowl. So she's on Twitter all weekend and she's hashtagging as she's, or mentioning as she's doing some of these tweets, NFL fire some N-words and then the phone for call us. So she said, they don't want you to see it when I'm liking. So that feature was demolished. Listening devices, cameras, car tags, pages you don't follow under the following section of X. How do I get paid for that? Then she starts talking directly to the Barbs, and she's saying, Barbs, save all info on every time you get flagged or suspended and what platform it is on. Then she started retweeting fan theories, alleging basically Jay-Z's role in X Steel and after selling it to Jack Dorsey and all these things as well. But she's clearly insinuating that her fans are being silenced, because some of the fans were tweeting her and saying whenever they would get online and defend her, or if they would hashtag the band from NO song, the algorithm you wouldn't see it as clearly. It would push down shadow banned, or you just couldn't simply upload it. So I say all that because people think that Jay-Z coming out on stage with his wife in Paris to do N-words in Paris was to distract from all of this Nicki Minaj.
Y'all are ridiculous. I want to say something though. If Rock Nation controls all of social media, how come they can't stop everybody on social media from spreading all the negative stories about them?
About Beyonce and
Jay-Z. About Rock Nation, period. If I was Rock Nation and I could suppress stories, wouldn't I suppress stories about myself?
All of them.
Wouldn't that make more sense?
Can we just salute Hov though? The fact that he came from Brooklyn and performed at that show and it went stupid.
I'm saying that was just them detailing the situation, and that was Demarie Hadley, the daughter of Desiree Perez, the CEO of Rock Nation, speaking on Nicki Minaj in full support of what she got going to try to expose Rock Nation. Travis Scott just struck a dope deal with Oakley. You know what I'm saying? We all seen Travis Scott definitely been rocking Oakley, rocking the shades, rocking the fits, the merch, and all that way before this deal. So it's dope that he finally got a deal with Oakley. You know what I'm saying? They are making him the chief visionary. So he'll be in charge of the fashion moves with Oakley and where the design is going to go. You know what I'm saying? Which is something dope. So they released a trailer letting you know of such, with Travis Scott featured in this trailer with Oakley. And then I got a video of a fan speaking on Travis Scott's deal with Oakley that he struck, being the chief visionary for Oakley. Check these clips out.
Gotta talk about this, because what just happened in the fashion world is absolutely crazy. Because Travis Scott was just appointed chief visionary at Oakley. And I think this is going to be a little different than having A$AP Rocky at Ray-Ban, because they said it's going to be a multi-year partnership where Travis is going to be in charge of the aesthetics and the direction of the brand. Honestly, I think this is awesome, and they just dropped their first capsule collection today. It consists of this tee and that hoodie, as well as these 6 posters right here. What do you guys think?
You know what I'm saying? That was Travis Scott striking that deal with Oakley. They even put a little trailer out all about him and all about it. Dame Dash, you know what I'm saying? Dame Dash been back in the news, making the headlines and shit like that. That's been going on because of his debt of $800,000. So the judge have been trying to get him to turn over a bunch of different assets, including his film company and shit like that, and wanting to buy the rights to the state property and all that kind of shit. And his stakes in Rock Nation, the judge been wanting him to give up a lot of them assets so that he can pay his debt of $800,000. You know what I'm saying? Apparently he went on TikTok trying to promote his new album of new artists that he got coming, which is rock music. You know what I'm saying? I believe they're called like 365 Gold or something like that. He went on TikTok, him and his wife, you know what I'm saying, went on TikTok and did a little dance. You know what I'm saying? Did a little dance with TikTok in promotion of this album. You feel me? Amidst of the debt that he is being ordered to pay of this $800,000. You know what I'm saying? Drip News also has something to say on it just to let you further know about this shit. And I also got a clip of Dame Dash just speaking on money itself. You know what I mean? So check these couple of clips out, breaking it down, the situation with Dame Dash for you. Check it out.
Dash is making TikToks while the feds are trying to seize his entire empire. The Rockefeller co-founder is in serious financial trouble. A court has ordered him to turn over his assets to pay off a massive debt. We're talking his companies like Dash Films and even the copyrights to his movies. The classic film, State Property, could literally be auctioned off to the highest bidder. But instead of hiding, Dame is out here promoting a new rock album called 365. He and his fiancée even jumped on TikTok, doing the Say Something Nice challenge to get the word out. In the video, Dame says he's proud of the project and wanted to pay homage to real rock and roll. He's stepping out of his business this man role to be an artist. It's a wild move, trying to launch a creative rebirth and connect with a younger audience while his past business life is being dismantled piece by piece. He's trying to control his own narrative through art, even as his empire faces being sold off.
There's nothing to be complaining about if you could fix the problem. And money should never be the thing that dictates if you're happy or not. Because it doesn't matter how much money. I said it, I'll say it again. No matter how much money you got, if you're not healthy, if you're not present, if you can't spend time with your family, if you're not laughing, if you're not happy, money means nothing. You know?
Saying that was the clip of Dame Dash. You also seen the Drip News breaking down the Dame Dash situation and him owing $800K. You know what I'm saying? But that's all the topics I got for today. You know what I mean? The 3 little topics I got for today. We all know how it is getting towards the middle of the week. You know what I mean? The news just don't be popping. You know what I'm saying? Just don't be a lot going on. But I gathered up these 3 topics for you today. You know what I'm saying? Before we get into the closing thoughts, let's just go over everything that we went over in this episode 266. You know what I'm saying? We started off and let you know that Nicki Minaj is trying to be on some exposing shit, trying to expose Rock Nation, saying that they are shadow banning her and sabotaging her music career with certain little moves and jabs that they've been making with their moves. Also let you know that Travis Scott partnered up with Oakley, and now he is a chief visionary for Oakley. They released a whole trailer based off him being that. You know what I'm saying? Had them all in the video look like some superhero shit. Y'all seen it? And then Dame Dash, you know what I'm saying, got on TikTok to promote his new artist, the rock music that he got coming, you know what I'm saying, with a rock band, you feel me, despite him being in debt. And the judge is ordering him to turn over different assets so that he can pay this debt off of $800,000. That's everything we went over. For the closing thoughts. Yeah, excuse me. Small interruption to this episode. If you ain't hit the subscribe button, now it's your time to hit that subscribe button. You know what I mean? If you ain't hit it yet, go ahead and hit that shit right now. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to the episode. You know what I'm saying? For the closing thoughts, episode 266. Nicki Minaj. So Nicki Minaj been on this little spree trying to expose Rock Nation, saying that they've been fucking with her. They've been sabotaging her music, shadow banning her fans, you know what I'm saying? Trying to censor her and all this shit, trying to hate on her moves, you know what I mean? Hating on her tour moves and all this shit. She blaming Rock Nation for all that shit. Now all this shit started when Lil Wayne got dubbed for that Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying? She definitely had a whole lot to say about that shit, you know what I mean? And then continue on just trying to expose Rock Nation, you know what I'm saying? Trying to expose them for being shady, you know what I mean? And not paying the shit, exposing them for the mental abuse, you know what I'm saying? The silencing the fans, the hating on their music, you know what I'm saying? Not pushing their music out, all kind of little shit that's been going on that she been trying to expose them for. But now you gotta be careful trying to expose a nigga like Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be careful on that because he is a squeaky clean type of nigga. And we all seen every time somebody try to come for him, they don't succeed. You know what I mean? They don't succeed at all. You know what I'm saying? He hit you with some type of strong letter that he'll put out. You know what I'm saying? That's making all kind of threats and all kind of shit, just like we seen. And they was trying to say he was fondling a young girl. You know what I mean? So we seen the type of letter and the type of power of attorneys and shit that he put out with that, all that shit talk in that letter that he put out, that legal letter. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z is too powerful, man. You gotta watch it when you come for that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because he got too much power in the industry, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to Nicki, though. I hope you get out there whatever it is that you're trying to expose, you know what I'm saying, without nothing happening to you. Travis Scott, you know what I'm saying, going on and partnered up with Oakley. I think that shit is dope, especially he been a fan of the brand, you know what I'm saying? We all seen it wear the shades and shit like that, the Oakley shades and shit, wearing the merch and shit like that, so that's dope that he got the, now he works for them. They made him the chief visionary, you know what I'm saying? So that's seeing the direction where the merch gonna go, seeing the design of the merch and controlling the design and controlling the design of the shades and all that shit. You know we gonna have some Cactus Jack shit coming real soon, you know what I'm saying, with Oakley, you know what I mean? Definitely for sure. You know what I'm saying? I definitely see some of that Cactus Jack logo shit put on some of this Oakley shit in the future without a doubt. But I think this is the dope deal. You know what I'm saying? I think that's dope that they strike the deal with Travis Scott, being that he was already a fan of the brand. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he gonna represent that shit proudly and and be proud to wear all of the free Oakley shit that he about to get. You know what I'm saying? He probably don't have to pay for nothing Oakley while he's the chief visionary. You know what I'm saying? So that's dope. Shout out to Travis Scott striking a deal. I wonder how much that shit was for. Definitely had to be some bread. Dame Dash, you know what I'm saying? Dame Dash always being, you feel me, on this little situation with him being in debt. You know what I'm saying? I remember he was trying to sell the stakes Rockefeller for like 10 million or $1 million or something like that. You know what I'm saying? The stakes he got, but then Jay-Z quickly put a stop to that shit because Jay-Z owns the Rockefeller shares till 2099 or some ridiculous shit like that. You know what I'm saying? The next like 100 years or some stupid shit like that. You know what I mean? He definitely tied to that shit. So Dame Dash put out this little shit trying to go on TikTok promote his other artists, some rock shit that he got going on. You know what I'm saying? But this is in spite of the judge is ordering that nigga to come up off some assets so that he can start paying off this $800K that he seems to owe in debt. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's up with that, but that seemed like this shit been following him for a couple of years now with this debt shit. You know what I mean? Like I said, he was trying to sell the stakes with Rockefeller, you know what I mean? And even sell the chain and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? He was involving the chain with the deal and all that. You know what I mean? So back in the day that you just didn't pay, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But the judge won't that 800 motherfucking K. You know what I mean? To where he's ordering you to cough up assets, properties, and all kind of shit. Film studios and all that shit. Wanting to buy the rights to state property and all that shit. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's up with that. You know what I'm saying? What's up with Dame Dash and his debt? You know what I mean? But now shit, you need to start paying something on that shit. Shit, if they're gonna start covering for everything you got, is what it seems and sounds like. You feel me? As somebody on the outside looking in. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's my closing thoughts. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say on these three little topics. You feel me? For episode 266. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for tuning in. You know what I mean? So we all know you could have been doing anything you wanted to do, no matter who you was. Whether you was a little brother or little sister, whether you was a little cousin, whether you was a little niece, a little nephew, whether you was an uncle, an auntie, you know what I'm saying? Whether you was a whether you was a grandfather, a grandma, you know what I mean? A mother, a father, you know what I'm saying? No matter who you was, you know what I'm saying? And if you got pets and they sit there watching this shit with you, whether your pet could be a pet iguana, you could have a pet ferret, you know what I'm saying? A pet dog, a pet cat sitting right there with you. You have a pet fox, you know what I'm saying? You have a pet hedgehog, a pet ferret, a pet squirrel, you know what I'm saying? You have a pet zebra, you have a pet tiger, you have a pet lion, an alligator, you have a pet crocodile out this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? If they sitting in their little swampy waters watching Kons podcast, I definitely fucks with them, you know what I'm saying? Like you see my nigga saluting, scrolling up the screen, you know what I'm saying, giving you that good salute, you know what I mean? But thank you all for tuning in on this fine Tuesday to Kons motherfucking podcast, you know what I'm saying? Thank you all for tuning in. This beat you about to hear was the beat that was made by my oldest son, Beats by JJ, you know what I mean? So sit here and fucking slap this slapping ass beat and peep these little last minute thoughts, these little credits, the little last minute thoughts that I'm gonna put in these credits for you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. You know what I mean? If you ain't hit the subscribe button yet, this your first time seeing this shit, go ahead and subscribe. You know what I mean? Go ahead and look forward to the next episode and the next episode and more content. You know what I'm saying? You can click on one of the videos at the end of the credits also for more of that good content. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. You hear that beat getting louder as you hear it getting louder. You know we have concluded episode 266. Hope you enjoyed the info today. You know what I mean? But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching Kons motherfucking podcast.
You hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you? don't you?